Hello and welcome back to another episode of Steve's Reviews. You know how much I love Xiaomi products. So today, I'm really excited because we're going to take a look at this, the Xiaomi Mijia SYB01. Simply, this smartwatch is beautiful. It's both bold and simplistic in design, but also in functionality too. It doesn't sport a heart rate monitor, but it does house a 6-month-long non-rechargeable battery. The included leather band is extremely soft, with a classic buckle mechanism to match the overall classic design. The strap is also quick release, meaning you can change it out for another style with ease. There's no second hand on this watch, but the movement appears precise and accurate, the hand sitting behind a sophisticated curved glass face. It's not waterproof, but at IP67 you can take it out in the rain and not have to worry. But with the leather strap, it's clear that this watch is designed for style as opposed for durability. This is truly one of the nicest looking smartwatches I've ever had the pleasure of testing. First of all, let's talk about the appearance. Well, like I just said, it's an extremely elegant looking smartwatch. In fact, you wouldn't even know it's a smartwatch if you saw it on someone's wrist. The only indicator is the little dial on the very bottom, which shows steps, but anyone looking at that at some distance isn't going to be able to see that that says steps or has little foots on it, because I can't even see that and I'm less than a foot away from it. Possibly need glasses, but ignoring that fact, it is a beautiful looking device, and if you're looking for something that's very elegant but tracking at least some of your fitness, which we'll get onto in a few moments, then this could be a really good option. The leather is super soft, by the way. I love this leather, but it does mean that I think it will deteriorate. I mean, I've worn this for maybe 3 days, and already you can start to see a bit of perishing on the leather. Well, not perishing, but it's certainly crinkling and bending a little bit, which isn't that good. But the best thing about it is that it's quick release, which means I can just take the band off like that and it's done. I can change the band to something more suitable, something stronger, maybe something a bit more sporty, I don't know. But then you put it back in like so, although I'm useless at doing this. There we are. Oh, a bit easier than I thought. But yeah, overall appearance, 100% top marks, I reckon, for Xiaomi. Now, okay, fine, appearance is one thing, but actually, what is the functionality like? Well, this is possibly going to be a very short segment of the show, because it doesn't do very much. And to show you, let's dive into the app. With the Xiaomi Mijia SYB01 or whatever it's called, we use the Mi Home app. So let's pop in there. And the way you connect it is just add it in through here. Now you can see I've got a few different devices. I've got a few cameras, I've got a scooter, and there's my watch, which I've already connected and paired up to the app, which, might I add, was a very simple process. And if you want to see that process, I think I recorded some of it in the last unboxing I did, which was the unboxing for November 2018, which I'll link up there. You can check that out. I'm sure I did a little bit about it in there, but not a huge amount. Anyway, moving on. If we go back into this here and tap on the Mijia Quartz watch, one thing I have found with this is that connecting to the device is a little bit more difficult, or not difficult, but it's a bit lengthier than I'd like. Usually it would pair up straight away, but I think it obviously disconnects Bluetooth after a while to save on battery life, which I'll get into in a little bit. There we are, it's connecting, steps have shown. And there we go. It shows the time that this is currently set. Now, this is one thing I found which wasn't obvious at all. When I originally started using this, I thought, you can only see the steps. You can't see any history or anything like that, because it doesn't sync with any Apple Health as far as I'm aware. So you can't go in and see your steps recorded from this. But hidden away, if you tap the number it actually opens up and shows you the history of steps that you've done. So at the moment it's on day, I can go to week, and I can go to month and see a few bits of information. It's not massive amounts of information, but I've got the duration of my activity, the amount of calories I've burned, and the distance I've walked. Which is a bit disappointing really, because there's not that much going on. I was hoping for a little bit more. But if we go back, again, there's not much on here in terms of what we can do. We've got interval reminder, which I have literally no idea you'd want to do, why you'd want to put this on, because all it does is vibrate periodically as a reminder. Maybe if you've got something like diabetes and you need to remind yourself to check your blood sugars and stuff. I don't know. Or take a tablet. But that's a bit pointless for most people, I think. You've also got call reminder. Now, I'm not going to go in there because it shows it shows the numbers of my friends, which you definitely can't have. But in the call reminder thing, this is a bit weird. You can only set 10 numbers to have a call reminder. And what a call reminder does is makes this vibrate on your wrist when they call. Not when you text, not when you've got an email or any other app notification. It's purely only for calls, which is a bit limited. It's still nice because obviously a normal watch doesn't vibrate when your loved ones call, but functionality wise I would have expected a bit more. Maybe when I get a text or something. But anyway, you've got alarm as well, so you can set an alarm first thing in the morning to wake yourself up if you are wearing it at night. But it's almost pointless to wear it at night because as far as I'm aware, it doesn't track your sleep either. A bit limited in that respect. Now, this is the cool bit though. And I don't know why I say cool, because it's purely just part of the function of the watch. But in the world clock, you can set different time zones. So if you're travelling around the world a lot, you're commuting maybe to Paris or something like that, and you live in London, horrible commute. But if you are, you can simply tap on here after setting your favourites, and it automatically changes the time on the watch, which is very, very cool. Now let's have a look at that. So if I just tap on Beijing, set as watch time, you'll see now that the watch is changing to Beijing time automatically, which I think is fantastic. Now the only problem with that is that when you do it, it resets your steps, which is frustrating. So let's say you've walked 10,000 steps to the airport, you've gone abroad, you've changed the time to wherever it is you've gone, it'll reset your steps on your little counter on here. And I think it might even reset it in there. But anyway, it resets on here, which is a bit frustrating, but possibly something they could change in a software update later on. Now let's talk about the price. At the moment, you can get it for about £50 to £70 on the internet. And I'll leave a link in the description below where I got this from. But is it worth that? That's the question. It is elegant, don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful looking watch, but the functionality is a little bit under what I had expected from Xiaomi. Yes, it's designed mostly as an elegant wear. You know, it's not meant to look like a smartwatch. But I at least expected maybe it to vibrate when I get a text or vibrate when I don't know, get an email. Instead it doesn't. And it's also limited to only 10 people that I can receive vibrations from if they call me. Overall, as a smartwatch, the Xiaomi SYB01 isn't very smart at all. However, it is elegant. I think that they've done a fantastic job of making this watch a beautifully classic looking device that's unobtrusive and could suit a woman as much as it does a man. The software right now is slightly limiting for this great looking piece of hardware, but that could be easily updated. This is a great start and a great addition to anyone's smartwatch collection that hopefully will get better over time with updated software. Should you buy this right now? Well, if you're looking for wristwear that can monitor your basic health whilst looking like a normal, elegant style watch, then it's definitely a good contender. And that concludes today's review. Guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you back for another episode of Stu's Reviews soon. Before you go, consider supporting me on my Patreon page by clicking here. It'll give you some great discounts on stuff I've reviewed and helps me to continue doing reviews. If you want to see some fun stuff, click here to see the highlights of Stu's reviews. And, as a friendly reminder, click this button to subscribe.